Hey guys, and welcome to number 25 of the Derby career mode, and in this episode we're actually going to finish off the December bit and then get onto the January transfer window in the next episode. So again, I'm really sorry that it's not a live episode, but I feel these episodes, they just get through so many games and it's actually really nice just to play the game. Like sometimes when you're not live commentating, it's really nice to do. So we're going to go into the game against Arsenal first, probably the toughest of the tests in this episode. So if we do well in this game, we should go on and do quite well in the rest of the episode. So I think we're just going to go for this lineup. No need for any changes. Obviously, Thomas Ince, unfortunately, out injured at the moment. So they've got Walcott, Giroud, Coquelin, and Gabriel and Koscielny. But apart from that, it's quite a weak Arsenal team. They've got like Rennie Adelaide, Hayden, Jenkinson, and the goalkeeper Szczesny. I'm not too sure if Czech's retired or not. So we go into the game here, 47th minute. Rodriguez cutting inside from that left-hand side. A wonderful strike into the back of the net to make it 1-0. A great start to the second half from the Chilean. Obviously against Arsenal, they've got another very good Chilean, and that is how the game does end. A good way to kick off this episode against a very tough Arsenal side. I think in the second half, they brought on a few of their big guns like Ozil, Cazorla, Sanchez, and luckily we held off and did quite nicely in the first game of the episode against a very tough Arsenal team. So we're going to go into a bit of training here and hopefully we can get some growth to our players, because it's really nice to see when that does happen. And we have actually got two players growing up by rating. The first one is Rodriguez going to a 74 rated winger, which is actually higher than Johnny Russell, but I think Johnny Russell is just one of those players that you have to play. And Will Hughes did actually go to a 77 as well, so that's nice to see. Obviously on par now with Martin, so another reason just to keep Hughes into the team. Unfortunately, in this next game, we're going to have to use the second team. It's not that unfortunate, really, when you think about it. Our second team is probably better than our championship team when we started off. So, yeah, I'm really happy with what we got. It's probably what we started off in this career mode with, a similar rated team. And it just shows how many good signings we made. Hoger, Martins, Drommel, and, of course, the almighty Callum Wilson. So we're just going to put a few players that we'd like to play in the second half of the game on the bench. Obviously, Kelleroos not getting any game time. It's a little bit annoying. And he did actually send me a message the other day saying, oh, I want to play, but you just don't have the time for him. So they have actually got Jacob Butterfield in the midfield there. Obviously, we did sell him at the start of this season. It's a little bit annoying we had to sell him, but we just had way too many wingers and not really an option. So we actually go all the way into extra time. And then we just do a silly mistake like that. Hahn, our goalkeeper, he's doing absolutely fantastic. I can't, like, he's kept clean sheets all the way so far in the cup. And then I just do something stupid like that, throw it straight to, I believe it is Fletcher in the midfield there, heads it down to Rondon, makes it 1-0, and that's how the game does end. It is a really annoying game in the rain at home as well. Just to lose that game, it was just, so annoying. We could have probably won that cup if we won that game as well. So looking at the Premier League table here, we are currently in 5th, which is absolutely fantastic. Only 3 points off the top of the table for a newly promoted team. That's absolutely insane. That's like it just wouldn't happen really. So by Christmas Day, that's not bad at all. So obviously Manchester United and Everton currently in 11th and 12th. Maybe we'll drop off second half of the season, we'll have to see. But Callum Wilson's doing very well in the goal department. We did actually start with Martin as well. You think about that, the first like 4, maybe 5 games, all started Martin. I know Callum Wilson was coming off the bench, getting the occasional goal here and there, but now he's starting. He seems to be getting a few more goals, and obviously Hoger's on 5 assists and Drommel's on 5 clean sheets, so joint top in the Premier League. Maybe some clubs will come in and maybe get some bids in for some of those players that are doing very well at the moment. So yeah, that's where we could potentially get some funds from. So Thomas Ince, he's just about to come back from his injury. We'll play him in the second half of this game against Palace, and then that game after we should be able to get him back into the first team. But Rodriguez did quite nicely, obviously getting the goal in the first game in the episode against Arsenal, a very valuable 3 points against one of the best teams in the league. So we're going to go into the game now against Crystal Palace. Obviously got Balassi, Zaha, and yeah, it's not the strongest of Palace side. I don't know why this happens, but when you're a championship team and you go into the Premier League, they always play a weaker team, and I don't know why, so it's just really frustrating. But anyway, we're going to go into the 45th minute of the match here with Hoger, takes the shot, hits the crossbar. Callum Wilson jumps up above the like 6'2" centre-back. I'm not too sure who it was, but Wilson out-jumped him, got the goal, got us into a very nice position just before half-time at Selhurst Park as well. And then we go into the 55th minute of the match here. Keogh just kind of out of position, a little bit annoying. But Drommel, wow, did he really just do that? He went to pick up the ball, player just like skilled around him and made it 1-1 in the game. Then in the dying moments of the game here, Williams with the ball into the back post, gets it into, I think that's Zaha, puts it into the back of the net there, makes it 2-1. Just really annoying how you can see it in the last 2 minutes, but we do win a free kick here pretty much in the last few moments of the game. 2 minutes at a time, which is like 20 seconds, so not long left. And El Kabir's there to put it into the back of the net. Absolutely wonderful header, wonderful ball from Hoger as well, actually getting like 6 assists so far from the holding midfield role. That's not bad at all, and it's obviously a lot of competition for Thorne to get back into the team. I know he's playing in the Cup, and he's going to have to wait a little bit longer, but maybe he can play a game, because when you look at like the end of December, we've got so many games. But anyway, here is our shortlist so far. We've got a few strikers that you guys have suggested. Batshuayi, Pato, I'm not too sure if we're going to be able to get Pato, he's just moved to Udinese. But Silimani and Balotelli, they're two players I definitely would be looking at, because they're around the 26, 28-year-old mark, and they're like quite big and powerful. We don't really have that at the moment. I know Martin's, he's doing okay, but he's not scoring that many goals. So we're going to go into the next game against West Ham in a moment. We do actually have Cardiff in the Cup, so maybe we can do quite nicely in the FA Cup, and I would prefer to do well in the FA Cup than the Capital One Cup. So probably losing that West Brom game was probably for the better. When you look at our fitness going into the month of January, we're not doing too nicely. So we're going to get Thomas Ince back into the first team now. Hopefully that will get us the 3 points that we need, obviously just narrowly missing out in the last game. So let's go into the game now against West Ham. Hopefully we can get the 3 points. Let's have a look at their lineup first, and yeah, it's a bit of a weak one. You look at it, it's not the strongest. Obviously there's no Adrian in goal. I think he's at Bournemouth. No Winston Reid as well. They got Antonio out wide, Jelavic up front, Lanzini, and behind the striker Obiang and Poye in the holding midfielder role. So let's go into the game now. And in the first 5 minutes of the match here, Jelavic with the through ball to Poye. Not too sure how he's onside. I don't know if it's Keo or something keeping him onside at the back there. But yeah, not the best of starts to the game. And then 10 minutes later, conceding another. My golden rule is never concede in the first 20 minutes. And I've done it twice there, so that's just going to cost us in this game massively. Ball into the back post there. Wonderful ball from Johnny Russell. One of the best balls so far I've seen from a player in this season. And Callum Wilson is there to get his 10th goal of the season. Crazy when you think about it. We paid like 7.1 million. And yeah, he's got 10 goals already in the Premier League. So that's really nice to see. And there's his 11th. Again, just powers through the defence with his pace, with his power. Got like 85 strength, 97 pace, 85 jump in. These are crazy good stats. And for 7 million, that's just not bad at all. Then we go into the 70th minute of the match here. Rodriguez with the through ball to Martin. Martin with the smash. Martin with the goal. Wonderful strike, and does get us into the lead after a very bad start to the game. Obviously conceding 2 in the first 15 minutes. Never the best of things in a football match. So into the last few minutes of the match here. Henry with the ball up to Pisciano. Then Pisciano gets it through to Richie. And a wonderful strike into the back of the net gets them a point in the last moments. Unfortunately, we couldn't score in added time in that game to get us the win. But it's really annoying when you concede like early on in the game and then just end up getting a point when we probably should have got a win in that last game. So a little bit annoying. But anyway, we're going to go into the next game against Everton. And as I did say, we've got a lot of games in this episode. And as you can see, they're so tight at the moment. I think we played West Ham like a day before. So we played the game, had a day of rest, played this game. Then we got another day of rest after that. Then we got West Ham again. So fitness just isn't the best of things at the moment, which is kind of frustrating because we are going to basically play our second team and hopefully wing it against that Everton side that are probably one of the biggest teams in the league. Obviously, they're not doing too well at the moment. They're only 12th in the table. I'm not too sure if they've lost some of their bigger players, but we are going to get Martins into the team as well. A player that we haven't played that much when you think about it. He's a 77 rated player, and now that Will Hughes is 77 rated, it's a lot of competition for him. So into the Everton lineup now. They do have a bit of a weaker team again, a team that like West Ham and West Brom did. They just played weaker teams against us. I don't know if they've sold some of their bigger stars like Lukaku, Jagielka and Moraes, Delafeu as well. Another player just not at the club and not in that team. So they do kick off the scoreline there just before half time. Not the best of times to concede from Charlie Austin with a wonderful strike into the back of the net. Then we go into the 48th minute just after half time. Chris Martin with a very similar goal. You compare the two, pretty much identical, and we do luckily get a point against Everton now. We are actually going to end off the episode here, so if we could smash over 35 likes, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Subscribe if you are new to the channel, and see you soon. Bye.